Hello. Hello, hello. Let us do some hunting. Let me get to the next multiplayer threshold here. And then all will be good. I'll have so much friggin' multi to do, man. Oh, 3-star question. You love really reading the quote list. You know, I couldn't tell, Raka. Entire stories in there? Yeah. Yeah. That there will be. I feel like this is the first monster where I'm actually gonna have easy fucking access to white, because it's just the entire wings. Tails green, okay. Legs being yellow makes a lot of sense. Hey, free mount. Okie dokie. In this rank, I believe I don't need to upgrade the bugs at all, but subject to change on that one. I think they all need materials from low rank 4-star monsters, but I don't know at the moment. Because the information, I didn't necessarily really trust the fact that all of it was almost exactly the same, but that might just be how they did the bugs. With very small differences in terms of like what sacks it needs, and that's it. Well, it's very standardized, that is true. Base world is, for sure. In the worst of ways. All of Wild? I don't know about Iceborne in terms of potion recipes and the like, because I've not necessarily paid that much attention. Hello, Eugene. How are you? Direct your attention to Zenoga's paws? I do not know what his paws look like. Nor will I be able to know what they look like for a long time. The hit zones? I know that either. Couldn't tell you what his hit zones were in the other games. I swear there was like some way to fill the insect with ammo. Zenoga normally has weak hind legs, Iceborne made it the front legs, because they standardized where monster weaknesses are. Even when he's not charged, because the front legs are weaker when he's charged, right? It's a bit silly. You have to aim the Kinsect? Oh yeah, Kinsect charge. Thank you. Both charged and not? That's a bummer. You never did that? You forgot it existed? Yeah. I remember it's a thing that exists, but I don't ever remember how to do it, nor do I know if it's even necessarily that useful. Memoir. If I enable the constellation package after an agent dies, it's on by default. You don't have to enable it. Am I using it? I used it a few times, but ever since I got a decent stockpile of gear, I haven't used it at all. But when I was very early on, and I was having like a string of losses and I was at risk of losing all of my shit, I did use it once or twice. One down. 3 to go, I believe. Keeping it but not using it till you really have nothing. Yeah, exactly. It is crazy the amount of stuff that you just remember, Raka. About stuff like that. Zenoga's hit zones and whatnot. Hello, unknown. You use Insect Glaive as a fucked up longsword. What? Huh? You have to say it's fun? It is fun, yeah. I have 6 weapons that need to go to Bone Rod. And then of those 6, 4 of them are going to Hard Bone Rod. So I need a lot of Monster Bone Mediums. I need a lot. Of the Bone Rods, it is the initial ones that are going to Bone. There we go. And then the first 4 go here, the last 2 go here. To Anjanath. Cool. Seem to be an Insect Glaive fan. It's alright. Nah, it's got worse sharpness. I'm already struggling so much from shitty sharpness, I don't want even less. Thank you very much. Tis honestly a problem. Let's mark that first one there as green, because I have, in fact, made it. Had a sexy meal, spent some time with your mum. Nice. How's my butt? I'm doing good. I am doing good. Played some Dying Light, did some chores, spent some time with my friends. Played some Dying Light. Did some chores. Tried to shave. Ran out of battery in the shaver after I'd done my mustache. So I put it onto charge. Been alright. Not particularly riveting. Not particularly boring. It's just been a day. Dying Light's fun though. I really, really am enjoying it. One of those strange circumstances where I'm glad that the combat hasn't changed that much. Because it was just good in the first place. And they haven't ruined it in an attempt to make it better. That's the second game. I am immensely enjoying the ability to clear the map. It is so incredibly rewarding to my brain. I absolutely love it. Minutes taking a look, then was like, nah, yeah. I unironically think one of the worst things they ever did in that game is give health bars to the enemies. But that's not it. It's not right. God, I've played through this shit so many times, man. Because of the speedruns and because of the permadeath randos. Fucking hell. When they made it well to have the zombies be an environmental hazard more than an actual enemy. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Raph. Rappy. I don't believe she becomes a quest until 4-star. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure right now. A gatherer Palico, hell yeah. I will happily take that. Does this work? It does. Cool. Wasn't sure if that would work on this mission or not, but apparently yes. Ooh, there they are. I was like, there's bones around here somewhere. I know there is. I remember them. No boulder bones, that's a bummer. Thank you for yoinking my attention for no reason. That's a boulder bone. I need them for the Maw Drones, I need them for the Kulu Blade, I need them for the Hard Bone Rod, I need them for the Aqua Rod, and I need them for Foe Beetle. Oi, 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 oi. And I need 5 of them for all of the Dragon Bone weapons. However many of those I have. I don't remember right now. Yeesh. Seen it again after a while, make sure you realize how much fun you had chilling on world maps. I really like worlds maps. They're not too big. Other than maybe specifically Iceborne. Hoarfrost. Other than Hoarfrost, they're not too big. They've got enough variety and environment to be interesting. It's nice. The mixed up textures and models in the Roundo? Yeah, that was fantastic. For sure. In the cutscenes, oh. Delightful. I wonder if the person who developed it specifically went out of their way to try and make that work, or if that's just how that works by default. Because fuck me, it's hilarious. I think one of my favorites has to be Anjanath Paolumi. And Kirin Juratodos are like two of my ones that I really like. Kirin Juratodos is cursed as fuck and very funny. Just swimming around. Good Nagi being anti-Kante. I have Unbound Whetstone up, because I'm very smart. Can we not, please? Good shits. Oh, fuck. Oh, hey! He takes so long to charge. This is low rank. He's not angry. I should maybe build myself some armor soon. I'm actually, like, taking damage. Hello, Earth crystal spots. Nope. Nope. No Earth crystals for me. Okay, well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this because I can't alt tab from this game. Or I just can't use my mouse on my other monitor. Amazing. Dude, Dodo's such a nice pull for that as well. Would not complain about getting Dodo there. Oh no, not a Dodo. I don't know if the bug killed him or if the cactuar killed him. Dodo's chilling, getting involved. Probably the Cacti, they're a menace early. Yeah, they do so much more damage than they have any right to early in the game. Dag. Yeah, honestly. Pop the rhino on just for scout flies. Would have been a good idea. I like that idea. Technically, I can still do that. I do want to do that quest because it is very important for the sake of thingy. Kirin. I have to get them all done so that I can do Kirin eventually. I think I'll grab all the bits monster-wise right now, then I'll look at armor and figure it out at that point rather than doing it right now, as much as I would like to do it right now. Yeah, I'm not quite rich enough for that. Calm down. What was the upgrades I could do? Was it both Jade Barrow and Crystal Beard Urigan? The definition of not frightening, just Urigan? Just annoying, sorry. I would say... I think I would at least classify Jade Barrow as actually kind of scary sometimes. Oh, well, that works actually. The first 4 of these are all to go to the Iron Blade here, and I can already do them all. So that is 4 of the weapons in this rank done. Boom. Just from that little bit of mining. Very, very nice. I do still need 2 more Kuliaku beaks, because 2 weapons are going down this way. I need a lot of Pookie material, huh? I have 4 booming glaives. god, I don't want to. Don't even necessarily want to think about the sheer amount of boulder bones I need. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, these can both upgrade here. So at least my sheet is wrong about that. Let's just quickly fix this then. Shift that to the left. Copy this, paste it there. It was always the bugs that it was going to be wrong on, so I have no problem with that whatsoever, to be honest. Pop that into all of those. Okay. These ones are all the ones that require the same bone, so that is the point where I can't upgrade any further. Cool, cool. Let's grab this. And then I will also equip said Kinsect. Since it has speed. And I do quite like speed. Did I already switch to my upgraded iron weapon as well for the sake of superior stabby? I did. Nice. Any faction that's hard to deduct is what you want to piss off and who not in Quasimorph, yeah. I think that's one of those things that if you truly want to play it with like some degree of blind, you kind of just have to arbitrarily decide. Either at the start, you arbitrarily decide, or you have to go with some sort of situation where you're like, okay, these guys, like, you don't side with anyone until someone you're like, these guys kind of piss me off, I don't like them. Or you read the lore on them. Like, all of them. And you read a shit ton of lore. Well, and welcome, Henji. I'm not surprised you dreamed about it. I saw someone had done a review on the game this morning, and my hope is that they left it on over the night because they had 14 hours in it already. Which is not healthy. Use item chips, agent chips, etc. early on in their mission rewards. Yeah. That's not a terrible idea. Also not a terrible idea to side with people who, give early upgrades that you want, I suppose, in terms of, like, resources. It's not like you can't just change who you're aligned with at any point, right? Like, it is entirely moment to moment based on who you do missions with, as far as I can tell, so. You're fighting Sletzalan as well, yeah? The Aztecs. They're already on 3K. They explode up. It's crazy. Okay, how much pronounce words with clicks in them? Clicks in them? Like, however that should be pronounced, I assume. It's not spelled that way, but the Aztec language had a clicking sound? Ah, okay. We write it as TL. Remember Raplos looking out? Yep. I still think Kirin's my favorite one. Just its little horn swimming around. It's tech click ants? Right. Yeah, fuck that. The bug KO. He's too powerful. I have taken to just calling them the Aztecs instead of saying their name. There's lots of things we're supposed to do that are ridiculous. I don't think the Aztecs are around to care anymore, so... Unless I missed something relatively significant in world history. I learned a thing. Well, for about 5 minutes I did, yeah. And then my sieve of a brain will have forgotten it. We have opposite brains in terms of memory retention. Nice. Working short or long? Yes. What's the difference between working and short term? I thought your short-term memory was your working memory as such. Short-term's the last couple of months? Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't say I'm particularly great at any of them. Bum, bum, bum. That's too warm. But I want my comfy dressing gown. Good job, Barrow. Fuck him up. Even though you draw, but fuck him up. Oh my god. Fucking world moment right there. Quick research on it. Both for immediate short-term simply stores. Working allows the brain to manipulate it. Okay. So remembering numbers as opposed to doing sums. Basically. Crazy shit. You're not confident to correct someone? Same. I feel like every time I am confident enough to correct someone in something that I feel like is correct, I just end up being wrong. It's a cursed existence. Wild how little we know about the rain. I feel like it's a difficult field to like ethically study in a way, I suppose, right? You want to start trying to go fucking around with people's brains, then very bad stuff happens very quickly. Do I need Gajel stuff for any of the glaives? All of the water ones. Every single aqua glaive needs Gajel stuff. And I need to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. For the water tree, Tigrex, Brute Tigrex, which means at least 3 all the way to master rank, Diablos, Acidic, and Beatodus, which are all end of low. Hey, Weiss, welcome. How are you? Rather say nothing than be confidently incorrect. I'm with ya. The only thing I feel like I have ever learned in my entire life, bit dramatic, but sometimes it feels like it, is that I don't know fucking anything, man. Even the things I think I know, I don't know. Because it's like partial information that's not fully there. Thank you, education system, even though I understand the reason why you are the way you are. It's too much. I have never ever known anything to an actually truly correct degree. Hello. It'll be after Toby or Anjanath. Toby is the last 3-star quest. Anjanath is 4-star, so it'll be after Toby. Not immediately after Toby. I'm gonna do some of the small quests first as well. Killing the Vespoids, killing the Gajau. Collecting the cactus. I'm gonna do a bunch of those. But then it will be multi. And honestly, probably multi for like the rest of today and potentially even tomorrow. Because there is so much shit I need to farm from 4 monsters. How is freedom treating you, Ice? How are you enjoying it? You read so fucking much? Nice. I actually have a question for you now that you're free. Because you redeemed that game that I can't remember the name of right now, that you probably know, Katana or something, I think? Don't remember. Do you want me to put it to be available in more times? Instead of just Friday afternoons? Or do you still want it to just be Friday afternoons? Because once I'm done with Brighter Shores, that's the next thing up. And I don't know how long Brighter Shores is going to take. But at the rate that I'm going through it, it's a quick fucking clip, to be honest. I'm watching Wednesdays every other day, it's fine. I was thinking that I was probably going to do it Friday and Saturday. Was my idea. That's good? Cool. And I'm going to give Thursday over to Quasi and Eins Games. Even at the cost of one less Monster Hunter Day a week. Was it turned out to be as fun as it did, and yet still is? Yeah. Me too. I still remember when you sent me the trailer. And I immediately was like, this trailer is terrible. Just from the music and the first like 5 seconds of the trailer, I can tell you this trailer is not representative at all. Too many indie games, man. Flash cut trailers with like heavy rock playing or something. That's good. Cool. I'm glad, because if I remember correctly, you said that that was relatively short. Which means that even after the like splay of longer games that I have done and still have yet to do, that one should probably be done in 2 weeks. What do you remember? You said it took like 20 hours to 100% it. Face break, tail break, arm break, so full break. All in an incredibly short span. God, I would love to have a fucking weapon that has actual sharpness. Jesus. No music is weird, yep. I've even angered him and he's still not aggro to me, which is weird. Well, that's upsetting. Last book feels stretched? I then. I've never read them. I probably should read more, like, classical, I guess, literature. You didn't know this area existed? It's really freaking nice as well. 3 bone spots in quick succession is so good when you're trying to farm the ancient bones and stuff. So, if I am not mistaken here, this should give me Anjanath. Anjanath should be 4-star. Which means I am not allowed to go after it. Signed, 4-star. So the only thing I have to do is do these remaining optional quests just to get them done and to get the upgrades from them. Then multi. The mad farm begins. Oh god. I need 4 pulsar rods. So it will be from this one. If I'm alone, yeah, we shall have to see. Who knows at that point? Who knows? Mark one of these pulsar rods is done. Green. Really, really wish I had that mod that I wanted to have, but then never materialized into existing at this point. Where I can wishlist the same thing multiple times. So I could have an actually appropriate wishlist right now. Multi-heroes who come out of their dug holes? Yeah. All the people who are just chilling, right? Relaxing, having a good time. Some background noise. Although less people when it's low rank. The higher up in ranks it goes, the more materialize. Because the more there is actually an interest in playing multi. People are more enticed to fight Elder Dragons rather than... fucking low-rank Tobi-Kadachi, right? As equally important as they both are to the overall. Go into Doom? You mean Cosy? Going into Doom feels appropriate for that game. Not that you're playing Doom, but you are heading to your Doom. Agile Whiskers. I know I'm gonna need those for the upgrade after this first one. So I'm happy to see them. Agile Investigation would be fantastic to have. But join if you have 2 hours. Scaling gear appropriately, you don't see yourself starting another account, yeah. The people who got all the way to start new accounts for it, I appreciate them, but they are also insane. Slash, people are just looking for any desperate excuse to replay again. Looking for a reason to replay World, they're like, oh, there's a reason. You want to push Daydream? Yeah, Daydream. The buds. I really like them because they give you the first aid meds. Which early is so nice to be able to get for free when you don't have inventory space to bring shit back off of quests with you. Bone rods, I need 6 total. So this one is the one. And then that marks the 2 extreme ends of where the bone rod freeze should be. Delightful. Yeah, it looks so innocent. This isn't 4. It's way more than 4. It's like times 6. Which would be 24, so it's still not really that bad, but... New meal animation. Because the kitchen got an upgrade. Hello, Summers. I was thinking about you earlier, Summers, because I was playing Total War Warhammer 3 with my friend, and the fucking dwarfs are encroaching upon me. I was like, fucking Summers. Your fault. Gesundheit, indeed. Hello, Roads. I don't know what that says. I'm just gonna hope it's not horrible. As I always do with you German folk. Just hope that you're not saying horrible things. Valid. Fair. Reasonable. I can handle the truth. It's okay. You can join multi and refuse to heal. If you need to heal in low rank, right? In a world with as much experience in this franchise as you have, quite frankly, you deserve to die. No armor. I managed to do no armor until high rank. Before I triple carted. So, excuse me. There is no excuse. I wonder what they were thinking when they did this quest, man. Because this is very annoying. gonna do a bit of mining just so I get some earth crystals as well. Hopefully. Since I need them so badly. There is at least a ton of mining spots down here. There's 2 in here as well, right? Yeah. It's the Velkhana arena that has 3, which was the other one I was thinking of. It's either 2 or 3. It is 2. God, I'm scared of high rank. I remember very distinctly in this game, high rank just having a significantly higher amount of farming required than anything else. And I am afraid of it. Especially when you have to build multiples of weapons. One of the things in particular, a specific example I remember that is bad, is Anjanath. Because all of his weapons have Anjanath Fang and then Anjanath Fang pluses for both stages of the high rank upgrades. Which is just 4, and I think it's 4 and 6 for everyone as well. I have to build 2 of them. So I need 20 Anjanath Fang pluses. That's gonna take a hot moment. Sadly. Oh, there's already still one outside. Okay. Hi. We got your ass. The problem is that they just don't have a good drop rate. As well. It's not even that. If you break the head, you're not guaranteed to get it because you can get a nose bone as well. It is unfortunate. Alright, let's get this, and then the other bone spots, I think, are below. Wherever the fucking... this is. Your ass anyway, it's so squishy. Could do with being a bit more fucking squishy, then my chair wouldn't be so goddamn uncomfortable. Whose ass? Mine. Hey, I'm. How the... Full stomach, right in the Friday lethargy. It really hits you hard, huh? And consistently. Okay, 2 more, because I do not give a singular shit about the egg quests, even though they give ingredients. I don't care. I think this quest gives you traps on it. He needs this much energy? I don't think that's necessarily what's going on, but sure. If that's what you want to blame. Make it a week back in the days before iron? What? I feel like if you were in that situation, you probably never would have conditioned yourself into having naps every Friday, right? It's more the thing. You probably wouldn't have had the luxury to have Friday napums. No, I live in reality. Do you? Treating everyone as a sausage, my man. That's... I love the little smiley on that emote. Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome. I'm not a sausage. I am a human being. If anything, I am closer to a potato than a sausage. Insta deploy, yes. Oh god, world. Traps. I don't have to play 7 games of chess to try and predict where the monster's gonna go. To pre-place the trap for it to just go different fucking direction. Nice. Okay, cactus gathering. And I believe that's all the Kuliyaku stuff I need as well. From that quest. Oh, I do have to do another one actually, never mind. The sneaker extra quest. 2 more still. You have to capture a Toby as well. No, don't remember. Mayhaps. Always glad to find new monsters on the streams. I was gonna say it shouldn't be difficult, but I suppose for specifically World at this point, it is a lot harder now, actually. I imagine there's a lot of people who are still on the newer ones. Unlocks a botanical research item, which means I do absolutely have to do it. Because I need that juicy bonus from the soft soil. You, the more the merrier, yeah. Yep. Especially if there's like the overlap, right? Of streaming times that don't quite line up and whatnot. Or if people are doing something else. Is this an interrogation? I don't necessarily know who really plays all that much anymore. Off the top of my head. Especially not, like, progression-wise. I'm sure there's a lot of people who do endgame stuff, but... Does Bagel play? In a normal sense? Or does Bagel just do speedruns all the time? Bagel is very much not in a good time zone for me, so... I think Bagel only speedies. As far as you know, okay. Does Berenga play normally? I know Berenga streams a good chunk, but... Dang. I don't know, like, any of those people. I know none of those people. To be fair, I might be the human equivalent of having my head in the sand, though. You don't know Berenger or Bagel? I don't know if Berenger plays the newer games terribly too often. If it's specifically the newer ones you're interested in, fifth and on. He might do, but I'm not terribly too aware of it. Bagel is a speedrunner. Hey. I don't have to wait for a spot to respawn. Oh no, I would have been able to go up to the weird spot. Good, good. You know what it is then? Probably. I don't know if there really was anyone else that really did stream speedruns for it other than Bagel, Oni, and for an incredibly brief period of time myself. So if you basically like Everton one, it's probably yeah, Bagel. Max Players 2, of course it bloody is. Rude game, rude. Okay, let's capture this Barrow. And then get given another quest. And then do that one, and then I will be able to multi. Apparently there is a lot of optional quests early game, which I do not remember being a thing. Anagani, yeah. Way too long to pull them out of your memory. How's the glaive? You only tried at the beginning of low rank for a few hunts? In general, I really like glaive. I actually think it's really fun. Specifically in low rank, it kinda sucks. Unfortunately. Because it's really like hard hit. It's really fast hitting. Incredibly speedy attacky weapon, but it has no real mind's eye unless you're in aerial attacks, so you just bounce constantly early. But it's fun. I like the ability to get mounts. I like how powerful the bug is, if you want it to be, as well. I didn't get hit. Okay. Bunch of weapons want skills you don't have access to, yeah. I feel like Gun Lance and Lance suffer from that as well. Where they either want guard skills or evasion. Especially on Gun Lance, you want evade extender really badly. That would certainly not help in narrowing it down at that point, that's for sure. Well, it seems like the worst game for any of the collector's challenges because of the prevalence of slap-ons. I mean, that makes no difference for a collector's challenge. The worst game for a collector's challenge is Freedom Unite because everything requires a disgusting amount of time to farm. The problem is not within what the weapon visuals are, the problem is the grind. The worst is True, the worst would be GU. Actually, good point. Very good point. Can I get a KO here? When's multi again? After this barrow. I got an extra quest that I didn't expect. Honestly, Freedom Unite might be worse than GU. Just because of the grind in that game. No, no thingies exist. Deviants. And deviants are ass. Bum bum bum, rum bum bum, bum bum, rum bum bum, rum bum bum, rum bum bum bum. He has so many weapons, yeah. It also has a really annoying leveling system. Well, Wish World had more unique designs. So many of them are very samey. They are. Hello, Derelict. By the way. Well. There is the mod. If you are on PC and are otherwise willing to use mods, there is always the mod. But yeah. It is definitely one of the areas in this game where they dropped the ball. Big time. Is the weapon out of the weapons visually? The only problem with the mods is that the weapons that it gives visuals to end up with no sound. Which is really distracting. Unless they fix that since I last used it. Which I doubt any active world development has really gone on mod-wise in a long time. I wonder if you like all the designs, fair. A lot of them are designs from older games maneuvered into weapons where I feel like they don't necessarily fit sometimes. Even though I find it particularly cool seeing them again. The Narcokov's ones on roundabout weapons is very good though. That's very clever. And it does fit as well. There's two different versions. One allows sound effects. Okay. What was the thing that wasn't allowing? Why would you not have the sound effects? I am perplexed. Different method of replacing the models. Okay. Is that relevant in some way for the sake of the player? Assuming that all the models are the same? Is that like significantly performance worse otherwise, for some reason? Capture creds, capture caps. Both modes have different drawbacks, okay. Because as long as that doesn't cause like my game to crash or anything. I will happily slap that sucker back on. Or like tank my performance into oblivion, I guess, as well. I'll have to have a peep at that then. Because that's literally the only reason I don't use that mod. Is because the lack of sound is genuinely super distracting. Have no sound effects. Oh, the second one doesn't work unless you have endgame? I'm not quite sure if I understand that correctly. Already? How you doing? How you doing? Okay. Let's open this sucker up. Copy session ID. Like so. Like. What's even the point of the fuck time? Which? What's the point of giving me an unpin after X minutes option when the maximum minutes is 30? Okay. So. What do I need that exists in this rank? That is not relevant because it's a poopy weapon. Gonna need 12 monster bone mediums there, I think, or 8 monster bone mediums. but that's not something I'm going to care to actively keep track of. Kulu stuff I have, and I don't need to worry about. Pookie. I need 4 glaives, which means 8 quills, 12 scales. Eight sacks, 16 shells, 4 tails. That might not be that bad, actually. Lots of monster bone mediums, lots of boulder bones. How many Duratodos do I need? Oi, oi, oi. These bone rods, I can't finish all of them now, but those just need monster bone mediums. Acro rods, I need 6. So I have the Gajau skin. I need 18 fins, 6 aqua sacks, lots of boulder bones. Toby Kanachi, I need 3 more. So I need 12 claws. Is the real big one there? Okie dokie. Cool. If anyone does want to join for the sake of multi, it is what am I in? HR 3. Low rank 3. Low rank 3-star. For equipment wise. Basically up to Toby Kadachi. Is as far as I have. Botanist is herbs, yeah. I want geologist, if anything. Sadly, don't think that's an option for me at the moment. Evade extender could be nice to get. My little initial set here with the things I currently have available. I would prefer for it to not look terrible. And I would kind of like to still have that chainmail headpiece, potentially. I mean, I guess I could get Jumpmaster. It's not brilliant, but it's something. Fortify for when I take a death. It doesn't really visually fit. It looks a bit bulky. I don't want to make myself farm more Toby than is necessary. This looks fine. It doesn't look brilliant, but it's fine. A little bit of poison resistance. Yes, please. In your pot. In your pot. I've already got infinitely more defense than I had, so just from those two pieces. Does Chainmail give you any defense in this game? Is it just one? It's two. Never mind. It's not as much of an upgrade as I thought. I'm going to very needlessly and almost entirely unnecessarily, just for the sake of making the armor page look nice, forge another chainmail headpiece. It's only one iron. It's not the end of the world. Just so that this can be arranged. Buy sets. I think you two are gonna have to go an extra page away. If I'm gonna build extra stuff, aesthetics are important. 100%. It's more important than having better skills. And to not have to look at a goddamn monstrosity I hate every hunt. It's not worth it, right? If every time I look at my hunter I die a little inside. It was not worth the trade. I use one voucher on Jura. I'm going to use one voucher on Toby. So my low rank, high rank look goofy? Yes. Yes. I think it also applies to master rank. I like the way the armor sets look by themselves, but for the sake of mixy-matchy, trying to do anything with Tio and Luna is just impossible. It just does not work. Those glowy things. The like glowy metal armor that they have, either blue or red. Actually, no. In Master Rank they have actual stuff, right? It's only in High Rank where it's a bit awkward. In Master Rank they have like fur-lined armor and stuff, right? Yeah. Oh, Kuratanas. You're so dumb. You're so easy to knock out. Flicker Fox. I should really go grab some water pods. wish there were more than 2 fish wyverns in the game. Which one are we pretending doesn't exist? There's a water fish and a what fish? We're pretending that Lavasioth doesn't exist. Aww. Dude, am I the only person in the world that actually likes Lavasioth in this game? Wow. Comparatively likes Lavasioth in this game. He's still a bit of a stinker, but... He's okay. I'm glad that they made Bio in Master Rank. Because Bio's, like, actually kind of fun. You forgot about Bio? Oh, I thought you were just pretending that Lavasioth didn't exist. That's what most people do. People do not like Lavasioth in this game. Although somehow, absolutely fine with pre-world Lavasioth, which is infinitely worse. I think all of the pre-world players are just mad that he's got Agnakthor's armor mechanic rather than actually don't like Lavasioth in this game. You not found any reason to grind BO? There isn't one, really. I don't think. His weapons are kind of like pretty okay. Early Master Rank. Yeah, the best ice charge blade pre-Sappy? Oh god. That charge blade must have been terrible. It's like building a fire dual blades, you're just fucked, huh? The armor gives ice attack? That's how you know we're really stretching. The plethora of attack duels you get in this game. Ironically, it was pretty good. Really? I suppose there is a Legiana charge blade, right? Or at least a generic Ice Path one. Immediately made when Iceborne was new. That's true. Earplug 4 with 2 pieces is nice if you really want to have earplugs. I'm just not an earplugs player. So that never occurred to me. hit that freaking Gajao with it. Okay, Insect Glaive. Not very good at breaking Duratonis's back. It's not particularly easy to break in the first place, but Insect Glaive is not very good at it. Man, this guy loves putting his mud back on as well, which doesn't help. Bio had the best weapons pre-TU2. Huh? Good to Bio. Unfortunately for him, Legiana's look cooler, thus are superior. Because that's how that works. How many Legianas do I have to farm? How much screaming am I gonna have to hear in this run? Where's Frost Tree? Ice Path? I only need 2 of them. Oh, and it's Insect Glaive, so it goes to Barioth in Master Rank as well. It's not even Shrieking. Don't actually see a Legiana Charge Blade. If there's a Legiana Charge Blade, it might not be Legiana then, it might be Frostpath, and it goes into Ice Tree / Frost Tree, and it will go into Barioth in the end, maybe. If there's not a leggy one. It's a leggy till Master Rank. And then it like just didn't have a leggy skin. Weird weapon, like this Insect Glaive. One of those weird choices that they made with weapon designs that I guess kind of technically helped them in the long run. Technically, Diablos is an Ice Charge Blade. If you get Awaken, yeah. But no. No one's ever gonna do that. How's the sharpness on the Duratonos water weapon? Let me just make sure that I line this up correctly. The first one after Bone Rod 3, which I've already done, so this is to be Aqua Rod. Terrible. It's fucking terrible. Gamer! Why? Fuck. Oh, the weapon's so bad for Insect Glaive early. Am I losing my mind, by the way? Are these just terrible? Forge equipment, dual blades. Equivalent dual blades. That sharpness is so much better. Why did they give Insect Glaive such shitty sharpness? Like, these are still terrible, but just this metal one? It is equivalent, actually. It's just the Insect Glaive, dual blades gets Mind's Eye, I guess, so it could just ignore it. Damn, weapons early are bad in this game, huh? Yeah, no, weapons early just kind of suck. Neat. You would not know that towards the midpoint or the end point of the game. Mio Charge Blade is the highest shared element and gets power vials or elemental vials? Elemental vials are the ones that people don't want, usually. The people who care about meta stuff. At least in this game. It's called Power Elemental, is it really? That's so dumb. I've always just called them Element and Impact. Sounds about right, honestly. The fact that it gets element vials, to me, makes it even better. Element vials for the win. I really need to find that setting in the menu that stops the bugs from yoinking my vision. Hey, Toby! Elemental vials, ongoing elemental damage up. Yeah, exactly. Impact vials are boring. Sure, you get to do KO, but you don't get to do a cool elemental themed big explosion. You're not sure why though, they're stronger. They do more damage. They're not affected by elemental resistances and you can get KO. People don't want to have fun in Monster Hunter. People just want to do exclusively damage. Even if that is to the point of removing the fun. Tis a franchise-wide problem, sadly. Yeah, I'll charge blade all the way. Ugh. It's not worth it for the fact that you have to farm the Kiar weapon. That hurts. Do that, Ravelos. Brad. Leave me alone. It's not bad once you have Patalis gear. Once you have Patalis gear, I'm done with the game. I still haven't forgiven Cool for never giving you the Kiarlai Bowgun for normal rapid. It's honestly such a terrible mechanic. I have no idea what they were thinking. Not even guaranteed a weapon of the type that you use for thingy either, right? Cool. When you did the siege for it? Yeah, fireball him. Fuck him up, Ravelos. Get him. Good job. He is actually fucking him up. So I was making an Alice in Wonderland Souls-like Analyzer 2. Neat. Will not be the first time we've had a Dark Alice in Wonderland game. Be angry? No. Good. Stay down there. Project Rabbit. Of course it is. What was the next Lies of P one? If they were making it another one, it was Wizard of Oz, right, Dorothy? Ah. Dude, I love getting kills like that. Oh, it's so fun. Don't know if I'm able to get investigations once the quest has ended. I do want my Toby level up, so I'm more likely to get investigations for him, though. Took you ages to get your sappy light bow guns. Oh. I only ever did Safi for the sake of just having fun killing him. I never really farmed for any of his weapons, I don't think. I think hilariously I did get the fire dual blades, which are like the one set of dual blades you would actually want, I think. And then I basically proceeded to never use them. Because I didn't care. He's sappy. You still not done it, Eugene? Quasimodo shenanigans finished the quest. Nice. Probably fine if you have a team that's well coordinated. It sucks without. I think it is a fun fight ruined by terrible siege mechanics. But the fight itself, I actually really like. I like 9 dudes in a row. See, I think that a lot of people have a increased level of misplaced hate for farming something they didn't technically need to farm at all against Safi. Almost specifically that weapon. The Aqua Shot. I feel like there's so many people who hate that fight. Or just don't like that fight and think it's a bad fight. And it's like, but... Is it? Do you not like it? Or do you not like the fact that you killed 50 of them to get a weapon that you proceeded to never use? I don't know if it's the monster's fault. I do think the siege mechanics are terrible. And it pisses me off they never fixed the single player version of it either. It is just unreasonable. Hey, Toby. That's where it is. Not a big fan of fighting such huge monsters where you feel like cameras blocked half the time. See, that's fair. That is fair. There's a lot of people, I feel, who grumble about that fight and give very non-specific reasons as to the reason why they don't like it, you know? And it's very plain to me that it's just like, the reason you don't like this is because you forced yourself to farm too much of it. Because you wanted a weapon that was statistically powerful. Even at the cost of making yourself miserable. Oh no, Eugene! At least you got the mission done, yeah, that's the important bit. It sucks to lose someone, but... I figured out how to dodge the exploding ground. Then if it actually explodes twice, the visuals don't match the hitbox. The explosion is a little bit bigger than it should be, I think. It's obviously something that can't be changed now, because it is the way it is. It's implemented in the game and whatever. I would be fascinated to see a world in which that quest was never a siege. I bet there is so many more people who like it. Even if you keep everything else the same, just remove the siege mechanics. Same problem with dodging Nami, electrifying the puddles. That shit's hard to dodge, though. That's really hard to dodge when Nami does that. Even with maxed out evasion. You have 1.6k hours on World Iceborne Live, including PS4? Oh god. I think including PS4 I've got like 2,500? We're approaching the 900 hour mark fast. Mine doesn't go up very quickly anymore. It goes up in little increments whenever I do another world challenge run, or whenever I'm doing and failing permadeath randomizers, but it does not go up at the pace it used to. Which was quicker. I played too much Monster Hunter, man. Too much and too short of a time. Burnt myself out. Become your main game for the past year and a half or so again, and it's showing. Amazing. That is how hours work, actually, yep. Congratulations. At least you're not like that one person who, 9 o'clock this morning, EU time, had 14 hours played in a game that had been out for like 17 hours. You check investigations. Yep. I cannot get myself a Toby Kadachi one. Not a good one, but I mean, one is better than not one, right? Could do one more Toby and then do something else for a wee bit. Oh, I don't have that cup. You can give me a mask, correct one? Can you give investigations? I don't even remember. I know you can give guild quests in 4U, which is clearly what investigations are like based off of as an idea. Can post them? Yeah, okay. Expeditions in 4U, you could actually trade to each other properly. I understand why they didn't do it with this game. And investigations, because you could probably create a bit of an infinite loop, the really good ones, but... which is what happened in 4U. With a crown hunting? Yeah, exactly. Oh, he spawned over there. That was incredibly fast. Don't know where the fuck I'm aiming that. It worked. Get that rock away from me. Fucking randomizer rock. Thing's a goddamn nightmare. Don't need to move. Fell over his own volition, that's kind of annoying. Also, Tails in a terrible spot for me. Nice. Always love getting one of those going. Trying to help with the KO a bit with the Kinsect while I can. Oh, give me those footprints in case I get an investigation. Hello, Oni. Welcome. You don't interrupt. You silly old fool. Good to have you. What's the hot topic today? Nothing much. Safi again, I guess. How do I feel about the Clutch Claw? Well, it's your only one. You'd be weird not to have it. A lot of veterans don't like it. I don't consider myself a veteran in any way, because I think the term is elitist. But I have been playing the franchise for a long time. It's just the new game mechanic. I don't mind the Clutch Claw in terms of the monster slamming. I think it's a bit weird, but it's fine. It doesn't fit any weirder than any of the other mechanics. Just gotta get used to it, really. I absolutely despise the way in which they implemented tenderizing and claggers. That's what makes me not like it. Like it was an active downgrade in game quality from base world to Iceborne in that regard. It's the problem. Monster hit zones are just worse because the clutch claw exists. It's the only reason. To basically make you use tenderizing. Master rank hit zones are just worse across the board than high rank. And that's just bad. Like, it's just done wrong, right? And claggers are just ugly. Basically. Like, it's a monster knockdown, but instead of a knockdown, it gets turned into them doing this weird flinch away drooling animation, specifically so that you can use the clutch claw in some way, shape, or form. But normally that would have been a monster part specific flinch. Which would have been a free knockdown. It would have been like the big knockdown from a Elder Dragon head attack. It just doesn't look right. I'm used to it at this point, I'm fine with it, but... I do think its addition made at least an aspect of the game worse. Sadly. You never played without it. Yeah. I believe if you turn Iceborne off as DLC on the Steam page, assuming you're playing on Steam, you can play the game without it. Or you can just use one of the mods that removes claggers. You still get claggers? Ugh. Then use one of the mods that removes claggers. That's so dumb. You get claggers, you just don't have the claw? Blah. I'm gonna post the Girotados, Eugene, and then Pookie Pookie. Bad how the mechanics leaked into the base. Yeah. I've got the fish, don't worry. For upgrade your PC and start playing Wilds, you're curious to see the difference? Wilds is a entirely different beast. It's basically like non-comparable. To be honest, every game is. Rise and GU are probably the closest in terms of, like, structure between the old games and the new games. Those aren't comparable at all. World isn't comparable to Rise, and they're same gen. None of the games are really comparable. How does Rise compare? It's weird. Rise is significantly more fast-paced and focused on kind of you being more powerful, I would say. Because you've got like special moves and stuff that exist. You can do what are they called? Clutch? Not clutch. Switch skills. And that kind of like completely changes the flow of combat if you're someone who likes to be doing optimal damage. Wyvern riding doesn't exist. Fish. I forgot that it existed. Don't remind me. How could I forget? It's repressed. What is your entry? Any other game will feel very weird. Not think they have a fair chance. Your first game always has some degree of a I don't know how you want to put it. Bias, I guess, towards it. Like, it's always going to be special in a way. And it's always going to hold a potentially fonder place in your heart than the other ones. But it's well worth playing the other entries. Because even if you don't enjoy them as much, you will probably still enjoy them. Just don't go in expecting to play World. I think that's a mistake a lot of people who refer to themselves as veterans, like they fought in a war of Monster Hunter proportions, have whenever they play the new games, is they expect to play the Monster Hunter they know every time they play a new game. And that's not what happens. Not anymore. Hello, Mace. Welcome. I'm surprised that you've not popped in until this point. You've been playing Subnautica with your friends. Fair enough. Forgot I exist. That's good. That's good. That's growth. That's healing. We're solving your addiction problem. You're playing World on PS5? World 2. That's what everyone thought Rise was going to be for a long time, right? Rise, Wilds was going to be for a long time. Could not be further from the truth, I feel like. No idea you're only in the base. Should be doing Howler's Hurdle. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Go 2,000 meters away. You did the thing that Mace actively doesn't want to do though, which is go and find big scary sea monsters. You don't do it for the monsters. I don't know if I believe that statement. Considering you mentioned you went to a place yesterday to see if there was a thing there, and then immediately went to the place to see if there was a thing there again. Ranking your master rank. What master rank are you on PlayStation now? Oni? You have a thing for big things? See? You've immediately just counteracted yourself. I know the truth. 302, nearly there. You didn't say who the quote was. Oh, Tibikashi. Do you want to hit us with your Pookie Pookie investigation? You fixed it. Well done. Well done. Subnautica, another game you avoid. Because you don't like it? Because of reasons? Because underwater, or? Underwater. Big smart, like big smart or big tobacco. Does that mean you're hoarding the intelligence? Please, sir. Can I have a brain cell? We get to share one? Ugh. But if Raka's the big smart, then they can spread them out. They have the power. What is a brain cell? I feel you on that one today, to be honest. Wouldn't be an evil conglomerate if you did it. That's not true. If you would give it if someone gave you enough money. We're heading to the depths and music started playing. Yeah, that's not really a great sign. Expensive being an evil conglomerate. Politicians won't bribe themselves. Were you sure? There's music that plays when near a Leviathan, you don't like it. It's not great for the atmosphere, necessarily. You will have to get over it. You need a base on the other side, and you're the base master. Oh, okay. The music gave you a scare as is, way more imposing than normal music. This is one of those things though. This is the moment. The virtue of silence. It's so much scarier if the music just like slowly fades out and it's just quiet. Especially if that's just a thing that happens sometimes normally, because then you don't know. It could be there. It could not be. It might just be chilling. The music track might have just ended, you know? There could also be something the size of a fucking bus stalking you. By excluding the use of defender weapons, I am excluding the use of defender weapons because they're just bad for the sake of the game. Size of a bus is another same here. Heard music, you looked up, there he was. There might already be a skeleton inside of you. That is true. You've got to be careful about those things. Curious what the Subnautica 2 speedrun will look like. The ores aren't RNG anymore. Oh, weren't the ores, like, to some degree, technically not really RNG anyway? In the first one? They were RNG, but also, like, there was fuckery going on. I don't remember. It was zone-based? Yeah. I want to remember something about the first game where, like, every X amount of ore you were guaranteed to get the rarer one. But it was still individually RNG. I don't know if that's correct. It was bucket based? Yeah, and once you exhausted the bucket, it reset. That's what I wanted to remember. So it was RNG, but also, like, technically not at the same time. Nice mount. Now you can see copper, titanium, gold for what they are. You have small, large ones that give 1 and 3 to 5 respectively. Fair enough. I semi kind of don't kind of do look forward to eventually being made to play it one day. When it's finished. Could be game of the year 2027, 28. No. I will give you one very simple reason why that is a no. Because the early access release this year, thus the window has passed. There won't be enough excitement around the full release of it to make it that contender. Game of the year is all just about like memory momentum of the game at the time it releases. And people are getting excited about it now rather than when it actually releases. Not that it won't deserve it, potentially. Like, I don't know about that one, but... It's been games nominated within a couple of months before the awards, which is done. Yeah, because it's just whatever's fresh in people's minds, right? It's never about what game is actually good. It's about what game people remember. The game of the year. Games need time. Depends what they are, right? Ideally, that would never be true. It would release and be a full product that's finished and works and is good. Games shouldn't need time. Unless they're actively live service. Safe zone fauna is bothering you more than the actual hostile life form. Amazing. Both is true. Games get influenced by their DLC. A DLC should never matter, in my opinion, for Game of the Year. Because that's the DLC. That's not the game. Like, Iceborne was an absolutely fantastic DLC, right? For the most part. But never should that have influenced any decision for World to be Game of the Year, because it's not a game, it's a DLC. should be a finished product. DLC can have a huge influence. It's not the... If the game isn't a finished product without its DLC, it doesn't deserve to be Game of the Year, though, right? Like, if it isn't already finished enough pre-DLC, then it's not worthy of Game of the Year. I get the point, but I like could not ever disagree more. If the game needs its DLC to stand because it needs the time to be a good finished product, then like it was a bad product in the first place. Is what that means. What you never understand is the need to release low and high, but not master, knowing that's what everyone wants. A few reasons for a few different purposes. Development time. Master rank takes another 2 years on top, so you're waiting all that extra time to get your hands on a Monster Hunter game. The content that you've actually being made, being appreciated to any degree, shape, and form. If they released Master Rank, no one would give a shit about the game, anything to do with high rank whatsoever. At this point, as someone who loves the journey rather than just the end game, I think the end game is the worst bit in any Monster Hunter title. The majority of people just want to get to the end game as soon as possible, ignore fucking everything else. It feels like now. So all of the effort they put in on high rank might as well just be straight up deleted because everyone's just gonna fucking ignore it to go to master rank. Oh, deja vu. I feel like my partner is gonna come home soon. Trying to the air tree, exactly. That pissed me off. I agree with Raka. G rank's the only part that matters is what's killing the franchise. That's what's like making it just become less and less well developed as a game as a whole. And having more and more problems with like this weird tacked together end game that just doesn't function very well and is just unnecessarily massively grindy. Probably the biggest reason? Money. They get to sell the game and then sell its DLC instead of just selling the game once. And it's pretty probably hard to convince a company to work on a game for 6 years, not seeing any profit when they could work on a game for 4 years, make probably the majority of their profit, and then work on the same game for 2 years, and then make more profit. Amazing, Henry. Bit of the nature of Monster Hunter though. Game with the gameplay loop rules around getting better and better. You're not surprised people ignore a lot of variety. Not numbers go up. When this franchise wasn't as big as it was now, it felt like more of the... this is a thing that I've mentioned in general before, but Monster Hunter probably pre-GU is what I will say. It felt like the game was focused on the monsters. In World and onwards, the game is focused around the hunter. And the monsters are like obstacles for you to overcome. So there was more journey before. There isn't anymore. There was more reason to like play with all the monsters and all that stuff. See that for sure from how World builds, yeah. Your hunter does some like cool stuff in the cutscenes in the older games, for sure. I'm thinking specifically for you here, but like it's about the monster and the monster's ecology. Look at the Barroth cutscene in this game, right? As early as Barroth, you dodge it so it slams like, oh, it runs past you or something. You grab some scatternuts. No, it's running after the cart. You grab scatternuts, slide through its legs, jump, shoot it in the face, and cause it to slam into a wall. None of that is about Barroth. Barroth is just the vehicle for that happening. As opposed to a cutscene where Barroth is like shaking mud off its body and all that stuff. And then making its little choo-choo noise and charging you, and that's how the fight starts. Like, that's clearly Barroth's the relevant thing. Old gen hunters have no source, and new gen hunters have no substance. Thank you very much for the hunts, Eugene. I appreciate the help. If you were just here for Monster Hunter in general, that is me done with Monster Hunter today. There will be more tomorrow. Ya can see when. Oh, for fuck's sake. There, it will tell you what the time will be in your local time zone. I am going to pop up the BRB screen real quick, and I will be back with some Brighter Shores in around 5 minutes or so. I just need to run to the loo real quick. See you in a second.